There's this new culture on TikTok that's going around of women saying that men aren't lonely enough, and this is exceptionally dangerous for women. Do you know what happens when men get lonely? Their isolation turns into aggression, and guess who that's taken out on? So as a woman, before you promote men aren't lonely enough, be very careful because the consequences may be coming for you.
Well, that sounds like a threat. And it's the same tired script that women have been hearing for centuries. Be careful what you wear. Be careful how much you drink. Be careful if you walk home alone. Be careful if you reject him, because if a man reacts badly, somehow it's always our responsibility. And now they're adding a new one. Be careful. Men are lonely. Or else what? They'll be violent. They'll vote badly. They'll start a podcast. I hate to break it to you, but men have already been doing that for quite a while. Well before they became lonely. If the solution to men's loneliness is that women must lower their standards, smile more, sleep with men that they don't find attractive, then that is entitlement. Here's a radical idea. What if we treated men like accountable adults instead of unstable toddlers whose emotions must be managed by women? Imagine saying men are lonely. That is hard. How can we encourage them to go to therapy instead of women, fix it or else you will suffer? Because let's be honest, women are lonely too, and yet no one is saying be careful, lonely women are coming to get you. When women are lonely, we go to therapy, we call friends, we journal, we buy vibrators. We do not threaten society. If men are lonely, the answer isn't fear, it is growth. And if that sounds confronting, then good, because the real danger isn't men being lonely. It is men believing that their loneliness is women's fault.
This is what we mean when we say that men are homosocial, and this is why there is such a big gap at the moment between men and women.
I'm Riley, I'm 24, I'm from Houston, Texas, and honestly, I'm down for any good adventure. I just got scuba dive certified, and I'm planning to go to Australia this summer, so I'm super excited about that. And then I just picked up skiing like 2 years ago, and I honestly love any themed party. Like, those are like my favorite things to go to, my favorite things to plan. And I'm looking for someone that wants to be my adventure buddy, and it's someone that I can trust in and is going to be there for me.
Aww. If any gentleman would like to get to know Riley more, please step forward.
They're nervous.
They're nervous.
They're so scared. Come on.
Hey Riley, we're gonna have you sit down, but thank you for introducing yourself.
The men made it clear they could not care less about Riley. They were not actively listening to her, and if they were judging her. They were all just looking at each other, trying to figure out what the best response would be, how they should react. And what did they choose? They chose to sit there and laugh. They chose to act like mean little bullies. The concept of homosexuality describes and defines social bonds between persons of the same sex. It is, for example, frequently used in studies on men and masculinities. In an attempt to emphasize heterosexuality, fear or hatred of homosexuals and misogynist language are developed. The concept is often used to analyze how men, through their relationships and social bonds with other men, construct power blocks and protect male territory and privilege. I have no doubt that if all of these men were separate and listening to Riley, at least one of them would have shown interest in her, would have been behaving completely differently, appropriately perhaps, but in front of each other, they decided to make her feel small, unheard, and belittled. And that is the difference between men and women. The women were actively listening to her. There was zero judgment. They made sure she felt okay and supported when she sat back down. You can tell that all of these girls just thought Riley was cool. Any one of these girls would have been happy to have Riley as a friend. Perhaps some of the men thought she was cool too, but they decided to put theirs and each other's egos first.
Ladies, I'm getting ready to tell you something that raggedy men all around the world already know. The easiest way for them to derail your success, for them to interfere with your future, is to make you the mother of one of their children. I need you to guard your womb even more than you guard your heart, because you can get over heartbreak, but 18 years being associated with a raggedy man, like some of these men, they impregnate women on purpose. Sometimes they impregnate women to get back at you. They know good and well that $200 child support payment is not enough for you to do anything. That guarantees that you'll struggle financially. And then if they really want to hurt you, then they'll say they don't want anything to do with the child. So now you're trying to make sure your child has two parents, and now all of a sudden you're chasing behind this raggedy man, which is exactly what he always wanted. Listen, ladies, guard your heart, but don't forget your womb. Some men impregnate women out of spite. They want you to struggle. They want you to be a baby mama when you always wanted to be a wife. Some of them do it intentionally. Especially if you think you're a good girl, or if you think you're better than him, or if he even feels like any of that, he will try to derail your success by attaching you to him. And he'll bring all of this struggle and all of this, like, got the baby all set up for him to come pick him up, and he don't show up and all that. Like, he will hurt you through the child. And he knows that. Just him, girl, you don't care about him, and he knows that. But you will love the child. So he'll intentionally use the child to get back at you. Promise to do things, promise to be there, promise that he'll attend this event or that event, promise to send you money to help you with this and that. They do it on purpose. Don't just be out here guarding your heart. Guard your womb too.
The thing about a toxic man is that they will never leave you alone, but they will always let you leave. And when you leave, they will always wait for you to come back because they know you will when you feel weak. And when you don't come back because they know you're getting stronger, that's when they'll reach out to you. And you might allow your ego to convince you that, yeah, he'd never stay away from me, but don't. That means when he sees that you're getting strong and you're finally moving on without him, he's trying to make you weak again. So he's going to give you sweet lies, sweet nothings, but they will never be backed by evidence. Evidence of change includes the changed behavior. It includes showing up in ways they never showed up before. It includes telling you the truth, giving you the relationship that you've always wanted, giving you the support that you've always wanted. But they will never give you that. They will just give you sweet nothings to keep you from leaving them again. So understand that it's not a flex to say, oh, he'll never stop fucking with me. No, it's not a flex. He will never stop fucking with you as long as you never close that door. But he will never fight to make you stay. Yeah, he might beg. Yeah, he might cry. Yeah, he might slide down a wall, tell you that he'll do better. He swears, he promises, but it'll never change. He'll do that to reel you back in, all to make you land right back on your face.
You convince yourself there are more like her out there, that what you did was not actually a mistake. You try to believe that time will heal how you feel, that you will eventually forget about how she made you feel and how she rocked your world. 3 years later, and she's on my mind every day. That's how people say after hurting good women. Hello everyone, my name is Anthony. I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
I am convinced that the toxicity of men causes disease in women. After reading through several of your responses to my post that men slowly kill you, I know this is true. Being in the same environment as a toxic partner, husband, fiance, spouse, significant other will literally kill you. I'm not talking about STDs from them being promiscuous. No, I'm talking about autoimmune deficiency diseases, heart attacks, strokes, multiple sclerosis, lupus. Go back and take a look at the comments that the women have shared with me. And these women suffered from IBS, hair loss, chronic disease, strokes, heart attacks, high blood pressure. And when a man is toxic, the first place that you will see it show up is in your beauty, your facial features. This lady went so far as to say that her skin was actually sagging. Go back and look at these divorce effects. When I tell you that a toxic man will suck your vitality, it's not a game. Ladies, I am going to start doing a series on this, and I'm going to read some of the comments, because what do you mean you had a heart attack? What do you mean you had a stroke? What do you mean you were wheelchair bound? And as soon as that man left your life, you were able to walk again. Your health immediately improved. There is a spiritual aspect to toxicity in men and how it affects women, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Ladies, if you are in a toxic environment with a man, partner, spouse, husband, get out now and save your life.
You men are the problem. These women come into your lives loving you, respecting you, being patient, believing in things you never ever materialize, yet you call them the problem. They got with you when you had nothing. They believe in your lies. Then you break them and call them broken. And when they start to have standards for themselves, you call them bitter. When they no longer want to talk to you, oh, she's upset. She can't forgive the past. What do you mean? How many times does she forgive you over and over and over? You men are the problem. Then you complain about the women you create. That woman gave you her mind, her body, her time. Yet you treated her like you hated her. Ladies, stop allowing these men to try to control you. They've done nothing for you. They haven't elevated you. They haven't loved you, adored you, and respected you. Match their energy. If you want to be disrespectful, you be disrespectful. Match their energy. And set standards and boundaries in your life. If a man can't love you, he gotta go. If he can't provide for you, he gotta go. If he doesn't adore you, he has to go. You men are the problem. You're breaking these women, and then when they set standards for themselves, you call them bitter, angry, and upset. Ladies, never allow a man that has done nothing for you to try to control you. Fall so deep in love with yourself that nothing else matters. All praises due to the Most High. All praises.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but never in my life will I be with an avoidant attached to ever again. I was married to an avoidant. It felt like I was in a situationship with my own husband, my literal husband. And to this day, still, I don't know if he genuinely liked me. The closer we got, the further into our relationship we got. Like, every milestone, every single milestone, he would self-sabotage and he would pull away from me. He just pulled further and further away from me till he literally just started having affairs with other women. The only time I think he was truly invested in me, or it seemed like he liked me, is when he could tell that I was over it and I was going to end things. That's when he'd like ramp it up and be like, I love you, I'm sorry, I'll change, you're amazing, you're a queen. So I'd invite him back in. And then, I'm not even joking, a couple of weeks later, sometimes if we were lucky, a couple of months later, he would just completely turn. Just walls go up, detached, vague, won't speak to me. I'm now coming at him with the same intensity that he was just giving to me like a couple of weeks ago. Like, I love you, I can't wait to see you, I'm so invested in our future. Nothing. Like crickets, won't speak to me. And it just leaves you feeling gaslit and confused because I would be like, why reel me back in? Why reel me back in just to reject me? It was agonizing. It was so painful. And I have an anxious attachment style. Well, I thought that I did. Really, I was just anxious because of his behavior. I genuinely never knew if he truly liked me. The amount of times that I was blindsided in that relationship where I thought that we were just all good. And in his head, he's just decided that he didn't love me anymore and he wants to go be with someone else. Like, for no reason, just randomly. I was completely delulu that I thought that I could change him and make him love me. I thought once we get married, he can't leave. Oh my goodness, was I wrong? I was always one of those people that thought when you get married, that's it. It's a complete commitment on both sides. He was never committed to me. It made him worse. When I married him, it actually made him worse if that's possible. You will never get past the situationship stage with an avoidant. You will just marry into a situationship because that's what I did. Imagine being in a situationship with your literal husband. It's so wild. I just look back on my entire 20s and think, what a waste of time. Like, and he's left me with so much trauma that it doesn't matter what relationship I go into, that's always going to be there. I'm always going to be afraid of that impending doom that someone's just going to turn around and abruptly say that they don't like me anymore.
So while you're on the internet telling us about how you pack his bags before his games, how you cook for him, how you're his peace and love and support and encouragement, how third time's the charm because you're the third baby mother to his 8th child, about how that money made you do it. While you're on the internet saying all that, he's on the internet, a middle-aged man, 8 kids, 3 baby mothers, saying he's waiting for marriage and he's still looking for his wife. If you could die from embarrassment, that would put me on my deathbed. But you see how easily these men will embarrass you and why I'm always stressing about just at least attempt to do it the right way. Just at least give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you can say you tried. Y'all just immediately give in to being the third baby mother. Y'all just immediately give in to being the live-in girlfriend. He's still looking for his wife, meanwhile you're home with his kid. And I'm sorry, no amount of money is going to fix that. Because there's no way that he can be a present dad to 3 different homes, and he says he's still looking to make more. Jail. That deserves jail.
If I wasn't married, I wouldn't want to be married to with the way y'all get up on the internet every day and tell us about your loser bum husbands. Every day it's a story time about how he tried to feed you dog food, or he ate up all the mac and cheese and didn't leave you some but left 2 bites for your pet parakeet to eat, and then get mad at us when we tell you to leave him. But my theory is you've already gone to your families and friends and told them about the situation, and they've told you, drop the zero, get with the hero. And you say, I don't know if that's okay. So you get up on the internet looking for a 3rd, 4th, 5th opinion. Babe, you spend every day in eternal purgatory because you sleep next to the weapon formed against you. But yet we're the problem because we tell you to drop him. I don't get it. What is the sympathy that you're seeking from the internet? And it's almost like it's a humiliation kink at this point because you know that you should leave him. There's every clear sign that you should leave him and you're choosing to stay. I get why the girls are choosing to tie their tubes and say fetus deletus at every chance that they get, because why would anybody want to live in a life like that? And normal married people are not posting their marriages every day and night because, one, it gives overcompensation vibes. In my opinion, seems very performative because just like I take a shit, I'm married. It's nothing special. But then again, those of you that show up with these Super Bowl rings love to talk crazy about how you love that man, even though we all see how much he hates you.
If someone says they were a good father but a bad husband, I say no. Because if you're a bad husband, you're a bad father. If you're not nice to the woman that you have kids with, you are a bad father. You are not treating a woman you chose to have children with kindness and respect. Therefore, you are a bad father. It goes in reverse as well, but I'm speaking about men specifically here. If you are not a good husband and you abuse, or you verbally are not nice, or you're avoidant, or you're not kind to your partner, while that kid is in the womb, you cheat on your partner, whatever it is, you're a bad father. There is no such thing as good father, bad husband. If you're a bad husband, you're a bad father in my eyes. I don't see it any other way. I don't understand how you can see it any other way. If you choose to be a father with a woman, you choose to be a partner of theirs, and you are then mean to that person, and you're nice to the child, you are also being mean to the child because you're teaching them terrible, terrible lessons. And that mother gave you that child. Wake up. Love you, bye.
It honestly makes my stomach drop seeing how many guys get enjoyment out of women getting hurt or old. I think a lot of it comes from insecurity and resentment. Some guys seem to get a weird sense of power from seeing women degraded, and that says a lot more about them than it does about these women. We live in a world where women's pain and suffering is glorified and sexualized. Misogynistic sadism is deeply ingrained in our culture. It's sad. We need to fight back against this. Men who abuse their wives or girlfriends obviously know what they are doing is wrong. They don't scream or yell at and hit their boss when they make him angry, right? Abuse is a choice, and they actively choose their victims. If some men did not know raping unconscious women is wrong, why do they wait until she's unconscious? They all know it's wrong. Even if the man realizes his mistakes and is sorry, please never go back. They will never forget the old you, and they already know how far back you are willing to push your boundaries the first time. They will never see you with different eyes again. Even subconsciously, they will test those boundaries because they have lost that fear already. It will always be a battle to be good to you and cross the line. They will have to get a new person who never lets them cross boundaries in order for them to have that mutual respect for their partner in order to have a healthy relationship. Why? Because with the new person, they actually don't know if they will leave on the first try and never come back. Healthy men will fear you leaving and won't even consider messing up the relationship. I was reading a story the other day from the UK where a man met a lady who was grieving her late husband. She was running a support group for people whose spouses had died, and he had lost his wife He moved in with her and eventually decided he wanted her money. She was a successful kids author, I believe. I didn't look at it well. So he murdered her and her little dog and put them in the septic tank under the house. He pretended she had gone away on a writing retreat. Imagine. After being caught for her murder, they also reopened the case of his first wife and he was found guilty of that too. I just find everything about this just so awful. Killing the mother of his children, searching for his next victim who was a kind woman trying to help others, then deciding he wants her money, so kills her and her little dog. And he just comes across as a normal man in videos. So scary. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. So what I usually think is stay alert, stay focused. Never fail for the government psyop. Nice to meet you. Until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.